And a very warm welcome to you. I'm Hayley Palmer. Really good to have you here with me on the show this evening, especially as we are joined by Kenny Thomas. And here is what happened when I caught up with him. Kenny, it's lovely to have you on the show. How are you?
I'm fine. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, it's really great to have you here on the show. What have you been up to? Because obviously we have been in lockdown.
Oh, I've managed to still keep busy with recording songs and writing songs in my studio here, but the rest of the time's been taken up with the homeschooling of my children. So it's at a limited amount of time to do the work. But there you go. It's been hard work, but you get through it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've got to say, what really made my lockdown was seeing you on Gary Barlow's Crooner Sessions. I think it got over 2 million views, which is just incredible. What was that like for you?
I think the views have gone up now. I think across the whole socials, it's over 4 million now, from what I've been told.
Wow, 4 million!
No, it's great.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's lovely to be invited by Gary to do that. And I've met him in the past from the early days in the 90s, and then more recently at a friend's birthday celebration, a concert he had in Sheffield. But it was great to be asked by Gary, and a joy to sing one of my old hits and let people out there, the 90s fans that follow him, that let them know that I'm still alive. And, still at it. Yeah, no, it was a real treat for us viewers. I think it was exactly what we needed in lockdown. So just brilliant. Well, we're going to play out Thinking About Your Love. For me, this is my sunshine tune. I always put it on in the sun. It's just that feel-good factor, isn't it? Yeah, it's become one of those sort of heritage records now, and it still does the rounds on radio. But it immediately transports most people back to that moment in time, the early 90s. And I'm very proud to have made that record. I'm glad it stood the test of time. Yeah, it really has. And it's back in the iTunes charts after 30 years, isn't it? Well, it went back in briefly, as a result of people probably downloading it off the back of the Gary Barlow video. But it would be nice to have something more substantial in the charts in the coming months, and that we're working on. We're recording at the moment, so let's see if we can make that happen. Wow, we will watch this space, but we're going to play out the video. Here it is, number 4 in 1991. Enjoy, and we'll see you after this.
Thinking about your love.
Yeah,
Thinking about your love tonight, today, and always.
I know it's hard sometimes and you can get discouraged when it seems as though our working lives are keeping us apart. Put your trust in me, baby, don't you worry. And it won't be long now, so we must be strong. There was times I know I let you down so badly. I never knew then what losing your love would mean to me. Ask for anything, I'll give it to you gladly. 'Cause you're part of me now, and you must believe that. If you're hurt, I'm hurting too.
Now, very exciting news. You are doing the lead vocals for Living in a Box. We had Marcus Fear on the 80s show, who came on with a box on his head. That was a real highlight.
Sounds like
we
Marcus.
played out some of your songs. Yay! Genius. And I've got to say that you guys just work, don't you?
Yeah, no, it's been a real pleasure singing with Living in a Box. And Marcus approached me a number of years ago, and Richard Derbyshire had left the group, and they had me in mind, and had a few gigs lined up, and they said, "Do you fancy doing it?" And I think the main thing all along is that we do it because we knew each other from the old days of Chrysalis Records, but primarily because we want it to be fun, and the songs are great, they're good to sing. It puts me in front of a large 80s audience because ultimately I'm a 90s artist, so it was a win-win, and we've had some fun on the road, and we've got a couple of gigs coming up later this year, so yeah, it's been great. And Marcus has been become such a good and dear friend, of
he's
mine.
lovely.
He's a lovely guy, and Titch is a real
he's
sweetie.
brilliant fun.
Titch out of the group is great.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait to see the festivals. I was saying to Marcus, hopefully you've got a couple in September. I know that are definitely going ahead. Well, fingers crossed.
We
so
hope.
Do keep us posted here because we want to come to a festival. Yeah, we can't wait for that. I mean, us guys kind of watching, we just get that real hype. But I guess you guys performing, you probably do really miss that buzz, don't you?
Yes, it's been difficult the last year with the lockdowns, and we're just really itching to get back on stage. I mean, I'm back out for my first gig is in May, and then there's a load more after that through the year if things go according to plan. So yeah, just can't wait to get back to it and get out with the band,
Yeah, bring it on. Well, we've got a clip here with you with Living in a Box from the Lytham Festival. Enjoy this one. You like this?
All alone in the crowd, trying not to think out loud. Whisper, shout, whisper, scream. Together we can make it a dream. Mountains high, mountains low. Without a bridge, you mind how you go. And what you want is what I need. So don't be afraid, let it show. Don't be afraid, just let it explode. We've got the power to build the highest tower, standing with our feet on the ground. We've got what it takes. Together we can make it. Together we can blow the house down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. Blow the house down. Silent words in your eyes, hiding in a lover's disguise. And as my heart steals your mind, together we'll be partners in crime. There's a strife, don't you know? Without the water, no river flows. And what you need is what I want. So don't be afraid, let it show. Don't be afraid, just let it explode. We've got the power to build the highest tower, standing with our feet on the ground. We got what it takes, together we
some questions from some of our lovely viewers.
Very
Jan
good.
would like to know, what has been the absolute highlight of your career? I know that's hard to pinpoint one thing, isn't it?
I couldn't pinpoint one thing. I'd have to say very quickly a few things. I mean, the biggest highlight in the early part of my career was singing at the Albert Hall with Lala Hathaway, Lonnie Liston Smith, Freddie Jackson, Incognito, Misha Paris, and Edwin Starr and people like that. That was amazing to be doing that so young at the Albert Hall with some legendary artists like that. Then moving later on in later years, getting to sing for Muhammad Ali, and performing twice for Mike Tyson. If you're into boxing, then that means something. So boxing, you could say, is probably such a big thing for me. Yeah. And then in more recent years was singing at an audience for Quincy Jones. So Quincy Jones is one of my heroes. You can see the Michael Jackson autograph on the back wall here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Which is, you may see that on the back there. Oh, you can see it on the camera here, the one when you get this film. So the basically, that's obviously Quincy Jones produced that. So he's an idol of mine. So singing for Quincy Jones was and getting to meet him was a real dream. You know, it was amazing. I met Rod Temperton that night as well, who wrote Thriller and Billie Jean, etc.
Oh, and you toured with Level 42 as well, didn't you?
I did tour with Level 42 in was that about 2006, and that was again a real privilege and a pleasure to be sharing the stage and to get to see them perform every night. And that tour culminated at the Albert Hall as well. And a big fan of Level 42 and Mark King.
Yeah.
So it was great to be on the road and do the gigs with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also remember seeing you on Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, what could go wrong? Well, a number of things, but it's basically it was singing, you know, so it couldn't go too far wrong. Some people said maybe it was a little bit on the cheesy side of things, and then. Yeah, and it was okay. It worked in its own way. Again, it let people know that I'm out there, I'm alive, and I'm singing. But ultimately, you know, Shalimar, Junior Giscombe, and myself, we all got beaten by boy bands, and ultimately beaten by Shaky Stevens. So
it's an experience.
That was very interesting.
Okay, moving on. Kelly would like to know, what is the first record that you ever brought?
The first record I ever bought was I went into a Woolworths,
I love Woolworths,
and I was very young.
Pick and mix.
I don't know. I must have been about. I think I must have been about 7 or 8, something like that. And actually, it wasn't one single record. It was a best of by Stevie Wonder.
He's the man.
And it was a lot of his Motown hits with some newer stuff. And and that's the first time I remember hearing Stevie Wonder's voice, and then he's remained to this day my favourite singer of all time. And I obviously went on and bought, a lot more of his material going back to the 70s and beyond, and then later in the 80s as we got into the Hotter Than July album. So Stevie Wonder was the first record I bought, and it was the best of.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to go into the next song, Tender Love. This is such a beautiful song, isn't it, Kenny?
It is, yeah. It was a good choice of a cover, and. Yeah, I'm glad I took that song and did what we did with it. Of course, it's produced and written by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, so you can't go very, very much wrong with their sound. And produced by Ian Green, did a great job on it, and we had a sort of a reasonably good hit. And it was hard to have a big hit because it came out at Christmas time, so all the big guns were rolling out, the big artists. So we had a good go, and it's a record again that I'm proud of, you know.
Oh, we love this song. It's so beautiful. I can't wait for this one. Enjoy.
Here I lay all alone, tossing, turning, longing for some of your tender love. I'm waiting for the right moment to come, so I can thank you for the tender love you're giving to me. Tender love, love so tender, holding me close to you. Baby, I surrender. Candles, they light the see how lovely the feelings are.
The tender love you're giving to me.
I want you more and more. Can't resist you more than I feel your touch. Tender love, love and mystery from the heart. Hold me nearer, please let me be a part.
The tender love you're giving to me.
Tender love, love so tender, holding me close to you. Baby, I surrender.
Oh, the tender love you're giving to me.
Tender love so tender, holding me close to you. Baby, I surrender.
Oh, the tender love you're giving to me.
Welcome back to At Home with Hayley. Just wonderful to have your company. And brilliant, we've got Kenny Thomas with us on the show this evening. We'll be catching up more with him after this.
I needed shelter of someone's home. There you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. There you were. With sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotions. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby. You fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, the good life, full of fun, seems to be the ideal. Yes, the good life left you high all the sadness you feel. Born free, and life is worth living, but only worth living 'cause you're born free. You will never see a portrait of my love, for miracles are never seen. Oh, but I watch her so sadly. How can I tell her I love her? Yes, I would give my heart gladly, but each day as she walks to the sea, she looked straight ahead, not at me.
Now I want to rewind before your music, because am I right in saying that you were a boxer and you had a job with BT?
Yeah, the boxing I did most of my life, from the age of 7 onwards. My father was an ex-professional boxer and ran a boxing club at a place in North London called Alexandra Palace. So I went to the gym there and had a number of amateur fights right up until my early 20s. And then, so boxing's always been a part of my life and still is. I'm still in touch with lots of people from the boxing game. And with regard to BT, that was one of my many jobs. In fact, the reason people talk about BT the most, because it was my very last job before I got the record deal and got into the charts. So yeah, I had to do a 9 to 5 to earn a living, but my heart was never in it. My heart was always in the music. And in my spare time, I'd get in the studio and I'd be cracking on with making music.
Yeah, and how did you make that transition from going kind of from the 9 to 5 into music?
I mean, it was a reasonable amount of effort, but also I have to say, in all honesty, it was me being at the right place in the right time and meeting the right person.
Yeah.
And it was my father who met my manager at the time, a chap called Steve Finan, and he was managing a rapper on Chrysalis Records called Moni Love, and we got together and we became friends, and he introduced me to a producer called Richie Fermi. We made Outstanding, and then he walked it naturally into Cool Tempo Records at Chrysalis there. And we got the deal, and we were off and running. Well, then a lot of hard work came after that, a lot of going up and down the motorway and promoting the thing and to make it work. You know?
Yeah, I can imagine. And I mean, you have had such a successful career. I've got here 2 Brit nominations, 8 top 40 singles, 2 top 10 albums. Did you ever kind of see that would happen? I mean, when you started off, were you just kind of think, oh, well, we'll just see what happens? But I mean, this is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I always wanted it to be successful, and I also knew that if you did have chart success, it sometimes can be brief and a flash in the pan, so to speak. So I just wanted to make sure I was making music, and that I've done for the last 30 years, continue to make good music, soul music, some a bit more self-indulgent and others, some more commercial than others. But just be in the game and to be making music and gigging is what I wanted. Of course, I had the success in the 90s. I'm grateful for that. And I don't think I ever expected it to go like it did, but it did, and we worked hard to get it there, and also with a little bit of luck thrown in.
A lot of people don't see that, do they? The hard work.
Bit of that. No, it's hard work, but you do need a few breaks and a bit of luck and things to happen at the right moment and the right time, like TV shows and radio and stuff. So we were lucky in that respect.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to play out Outstanding. This was your breakthrough single, wasn't it, in 1991?
It was, yeah. It was a second attempt at it because we released it in 1990 and it didn't quite come off. But then, yeah, it went to 79 and out. So it wasn't even so much of a flash in the pan. And then we continued with it, and there was huge support with DJs and at the club level. And then we got a remix done, and we had some rappers on it. They flew the tapes over to, as you did then, there was no internet, flew the tapes over to New York, and there was a rap done by a hip hop group called the Black Sheep. And then we put it back out in the clubs, and it grew, and a lot more DJ support, and then managed to nudge its way onto Radio 1, Capital, all the rest of it. And off it went, and we managed to get a couple of TV shows, and before you knew it, we were on, kids TV, and then Top of the Pops.
Yeah, I remember you on Top of the Pops.
There was a way, there was a route it took. It's slow, gradual process, step by step, radio, TV, all the rest of it.
Yeah, wow.
Now it's internet, bang, and you're there.
It is, yes. Here it is, Outstanding from 1991. Enjoy.
Girl, you're looking sweeter now. You're looking finer every day. I wish that I could love you, oh, in a special way. You light my fire. I feel alive with you, baby. You blow my mind. I'm satisfied. You're so outstanding, yeah.
Girl, you knock me out.
You really knock me out.
Excited.
I'm so excited, baby.
Makes me wanna shout.
You make me want to shout.
Girl, you knock me out.
You really knock me out.
Makes me wanna shout.
You make me want to shout. Gee, I feel so lucky to have you all alone. I just love the way you love me, baby. Forever I'm yours. You blow my mind, baby. I'm so alive with you, baby. You blow my mind, baby. You blow my mind, baby.
Outstanding.
You're so outstanding, girl.
Girl, you knock me out. Oh, you knock me out. Excited.
Excited, my baby, yeah.
Wanna shout.
Makes me wanna shout, baby.
Outstanding. Girl, you knock me out.
You really knock me out. Makes me want to shout.
Girl, you knock me out. Outstanding.
I know you've teamed up with Dr. Packer and you're releasing a song I found loving. Again, another big sunshine tune for me.
Yeah, I've always wanted to work with Dr. Packer, and that was set up by a good friend of mine who's
Yeah.
a DJ called John Jules. And he introduced me to Dr. Packer and a while back, and we were just throwing around a few ideas. And obviously, as a result of lockdown and people having more time on their hands and more time to get in the studio, we managed to put that track together. And obviously, it's the Fatback Band's I Found Loving, which I've been doing for a long time live with the band. And a number of fans have said, why don't you record it? So I thought, who better to do it with than Dr. Packer? And he's done a great job, and that's coming out shortly in a few days and starting to get some airplay. And
Yes.
yeah, it's just one of those tunes where you say, well, that's off my bucket list now because I always wanted to record it, you know?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Well, we'll put details on the screen for our viewers of how you can get hold of that. And also, you've got an autobiography coming out, Bearing My Soul. Tell us what we can expect from that.
Oh, I can't tell you too much, but it's my life. It's my life, and it's certainly it's a great read. We're almost there with it. It's got to be proofread and manufactured, and there's a few hoops to run through. But ultimately, it's got everything in there. My life, but not just the sort of 15 minutes of fame or Boy Next Door does good and becomes pop star. There's a lot in there. There's a lot of substance to it and a lot of depth. And you could say almost it's quite philosophical in ways. Because then I'm a bit like that, and also there's some rock and roll. It sort of unpacks and explores the 90s, which was a crazy decade, and with crazy things happening in it, you know. So it's all in there. Even if someone's not a fan of me or my music, I think it's one of those books you'll pick up and it'll become an enjoyable read, whatever your position is on me as a singer, you know.
Yeah, Well, we like that. Well, again, we're going to put details on the screen below of how you can get a hold of that. Now, we're going to play out Best of You. Now, I grew up as a dancer, and I can remember watching the music video to this and actually trying to copy the dancers in this video. Where was this actually filmed?
Now, where did we film that? It was in some old sort of arty building over in West London. I got a feeling it ended up being converted into a club, but it had a bit of a stage on it. I can't fully remember. I know it was over not far from. It was in Ladbroke Grove that way. And of course, yes, it had that old school feel, and then the dancer in it. That one of the main dancers is Dawn, who, as you probably know or you don't know, ended up marrying Gary Barlow.
Oh no, I didn't know
this. So the girl with the blonde hair, Dawn, is Gary's wife.
Oh really?
And she eventually danced with me on Top of the Pops. Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. So see that Gary Barlow links in there yet again. All that way back.
Got it. Small world, isn't it? Well, we're going to play out the music video.
So no, it was great.
Yeah, it is. It's a great tune, a classic tune, isn't it?
Great video.
Let's check out the video and look out for Gary Barlow's wife.
I gotta get the best of you. I gotta get the best of you now, baby. I gotta get the best of you. I got to get the best of you, my baby. Ever since I had your love, it's been moving me around. Beautiful feeling makes me high. Maybe love won't let me down. Small wonder you would hesitate to lay your love on me. What a sensation. I can tell just how happy we could be. I gotta get the best of you. I gotta get the best of you now, baby. I gotta get the best of you. I got to get the best of you, my baby. A very special invitation from you's right back at you, baby. What an occasion, you and me, we could be the top attraction. All alone I consider the goodness of your loving. A manifestation of given love has total satisfaction. Whoa, I gotta get the best of you. I gotta get the best of you, my baby. I gotta get the best of you. I gotta get the best of you, my baby. Small wonder you would hesitate to lay your love on me. What a sensation. I can tell just how happy we could be. So I've got to get the best of you. I gotta get the best of you, my baby. I gotta get the best of you. Got to get the best of you, my baby. I gotta get the best of you, my baby. I gotta get the best of you. Oh, la, 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 la.
Oh, Kenny, it's been such a pleasure to have you here on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
It's been great to really sort of take a trip down memory lane. And we're going to play out now Stay. I can definitely remember seeing you on Top of the Pops this one. What was those Top of the Pops memories like?
Oh, Top of the Pops was the show that you, as a boy, you always, if you wanted to do music, you aspired to be on it. And and eventually we did it in the old place, the old Shepherd's Bush building. And that was great. I mean, I ended up doing Top of the Pops 9 times. And you got to meet a lot of other artists, meeting people like Seal or Lenny Kravitz and people like that on the day. So it was always good in that respect. And it was the show to be on. You could guarantee that off the back of that, you'd move up the charts pretty much. And you'd climb the charts with sales.
Yeah, I love the Thursday night.
Yeah, and it was just such an iconic show to do. And it was great fun, especially if you got lucky like I did and did the Christmas special show and stuff like that. It was always a great atmosphere, such a good show. And so I'm glad that I'm old enough.
And it's quite small, isn't it, in the studios?
It is small, much smaller in the studio, and they shuffle the audience around from stage to stage. But it's great. I'm glad that I'm old enough to have been a part of that, which is sort of great British heritage,
Yeah, no, really good times. We're going to remind everyone to pre-order I Feel Lovin' and your autobiography, which I will definitely be buying. But thank you so much. It has been such an honour to have you here on the show today.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It's Kenny Thomas, everyone.
Thank you. Take care. See you, Hayley.
Oh, we've now come to the end of the show, but a huge thank you to the wonderful Kenny Thomas for being a superb guest on tonight's show. And thank you to you at home for supporting the show. We really do appreciate it. Now we're going to leave you with that last Kenny Thomas song, Stay, and I will see you same time, same place next week.
You gotta stay. Desire to conceal this burning fire. It's always a pleasure when I am making love with you. You're so fine, baby, please stay with me. Oh, 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 stay with me. Oh, you're all I need. You keep my body yearning. Can't get enough of you. You're the only woman, the only one for me. Sexy lady. Say you always love me. Say you stay with me, oh girl. Say you stay with me. Say you stay. I'll give you all the love that you'll ever need. Please stay, girl. I've got to tell the whole world